Look at this Instagram story. That's for a haul video. Big dubception. Happy Thanksgiving, friends! I hope you're having a good day today and you're excited for some Black Friday shopping. If you're watching this other than Thanksgiving Day 2018, I hope whatever day it is today is great for you as well. I've got a bunch of stuff in front of me. This is the things I've picked up over the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to do a haul video for you, but more specifically, a special on this Thanksgiving Day. I wanted to talk about how to negotiate bundles so that you're not paying too much if you want to get a bunch of toys at once. So I'll go through this stuff and then we'll end with how to negotiate a big dub haul, if you know what I'm talking about. So let's start first. You got a bunch of loose stuff in the front that you can see elements of. Most of this you've seen me pick up in recent videos. I've got the Expressions Pack Harley Quinn, the X-Force Deadpool, the original, I think, the Epic Moments Marvel Legends X-Force Deadpool, at Marvel Legends Classic Vintage Series Ant-Man, and the DC-UC Aquaman that came with the final piece for Gorilla Grodd I needed, which you see out there on display. So I'm glad to have those. I picked up all of that at the beach. You can see a bunch of these loose Disney toy box figures in the back. I also picked those up at the beach, and I'm really pleased with those. And you can see that I've kind of filled in the set here. We'll talk about in a minute. Back here, you've got 4 Star Wars SH Figuarts. They're actually things that Josh Pence and I negotiated in a bundle a while ago. But when Josh came to visit a couple weeks back, he brought those to me that were my part of the lot that we had purchased. So it's a Jango Fett, it's a New Hope Luke, and then Last Jedi Rey and Kylo. The pops there, we've got the Walgreens Spider-Ham, and then we have the 5 newest Game of Thrones pops. I believe we got Bran in the chair, Children of the Forest, Varys. I can't remember what the other ones are there. I think Yara is down there. So happy to pick those up. Then in the front, on my most recent episode of Dub Life that you would have seen, I think that's episode 3, where I was with Josh. I got the Spider-Man from GameStop, and then these 3 Disney Store Black Series figures. So those are the loose figures that are out in front. But now let's talk about the new things that you maybe haven't seen. And we're going to start, and I'm going to open up these Disney toy box figures here. So I've got these 6 open here. I'm not sure how great you can see them, but I'll talk about them anyway. The Hulkbuster and Hulk, the kind of enraged Hulk from Age of Ultron 2-pack, and the Thanos and Iron Man, I got from Disney Store. They had 25% off and free shipping for friends and family or something like that. And then the Thor and the Black Panther I had to get off eBay. They're harder to find. The only one I am missing is the original release of the Green Hulk that was would have been last year sometime with a regular face and not an angry face. If you have that, let me know because I'd like to get it. That's now the only Marvel toy box that I'm missing. These are using the artwork style, probably the properties from Disney Infinity, but they are not the exact Disney Infinity figures. These figures are much bigger than those Disney Infinity little amiibo style figures were. So I'm really happy with these. I mean, this Hulkbuster lights up. Makes noise. Has an unmasked Tony head in it. It's very cool. I really like them. They come with little effect pieces, some vibranium suit stuff, and a blast from Iron Man. So I like them. They're really good. I would recommend you getting them, and you can get them for about $8 each on random sales. I also picked this up from GameStop during the bag sale that they have, which is a prop replica of the arc reactor from Infinity War, which is very cool. It has magnets on the back, so you can actually magnet it on your shirt and wear it like Tony does. So I'm very pleased with that. So that is this first set of unboxing pickups. We have the next set of things open, which is a pish-posh of stuff. First, I picked up this Masters of the Universe Classics Squeeze figure. Because it does say Squeeze, this is one of the rare figures I'm going to keep in the package. Even though he looks really cool, got really long arms, I got to keep it in the package. So it's going to stay in the box. That's okay. Then I opened up these 4 here. So first I've got the new Egg Attack Deadpool figure. I have, I don't know, 8 or so Egg Attack figures. I like them. You can take fun pictures with them. They're cute. They're fun to play with. They come with lots of accessories. He has a taco and a selfie stick, so I like that. And then I've got these the two McFarlane Fortnite figures, the Skull Trooper and the Cuddle Team Leader. Now, these are the best McFarlane figures I've ever owned. I have basically all the Walking Dead figures. I have all the Stranger Things figures. These are on a whole other level. Lots of articulation. The sculpts are great. They seem to be all original, a bunch of new stuff. So I highly recommend these. I hope they make all the Fortnite figures. I don't actually play Fortnite, but I love the character design. And like you've heard me say time and again, having different things on your shelf is what I'm about. So having some great, uniquely sculpted figures, I'm definitely here for. And then the final thing, this big guy over here, Storm Collectibles, the bloody version Goro. Folks, this figure is incredible. I don't think I've ever owned a figure like this. Just with the 4 arms and solid. It's awesome. I have all the Storm Collectibles so far from Mortal Kombat. All of them I have a bloody except for Noob. I have a regular Noob. I need to get a bloody Noob and sell or trade my regular Noob. So if you have a bloody Noob, let me know. So that's these 4 that I've just opened. The next things I'm going to open, let's go with the SH Figuarts stuff I have and the Mafex, and let's check those out. All right, we've got a few new things opened up. Not just SH Figuarts. First, I'll start here. This is a 1000 Toys Ethereau. You probably aren't familiar with 1000 Toys. Maybe you are with their synthetic humans. They're incredibly articulated. I picked this up at Image Anime in New York and just loved it. Don't know anything about it, but I think it's cool. It's heavily articulated and it looks great, so I got it. At the same time, right here, this is my first Kamen Rider SH Figuarts. It is Ibuki. Ibuki uses a trumpet as a weapon. I thought that was cool, and I thought he looked cool, so I got it to go on the shelf because I didn't have a Kamen Rider, and that's a popular franchise that I'm just not into, but I wanted one. Though that is an SH Figuarts. Then I have right here, this is Mafex, Marvel Comics Gwenpool. And I love this figure. I saw some reviews that didn't get positive reviews. My paint apps look great. She's got so many cool accessories. I'm going to play with this figure a lot, actually. Take a lot of pictures, I'm sure, over time. She's got several backpacks, several faces, an unmasked head, phone, lots of hands. She looks great. Comes with a Mafex stand. This 1000 Toys Ethereau came with a stand as well. So I'm pleased with that. This is the Age of Ultron Captain America figure, SH Figuarts. I picked that up in Wilmington, North Carolina while I was at the beach. Happy to get that. That's one of the older ones I've been looking for. And then this Black Panther with the rocks in front of it is the Infinity War US released SH Figuarts Black Panther figure. And it's great. Those rocks are customizable. I think it's 6 or 7 different pieces that you can make it look however you want to look. What I failed to do is I've picked a lot of this up at retail stores. Obviously the Disney stuff at Disney Store. I got a lot of this on vacation. But like the Storm Collectibles Goro I got from Big Bad Toy Store. Image Anime is where I picked up the things I just mentioned. The Black Panther I got from Fresh Figures. The Egg Attack Deadpool I got from Fresh Figures. So a lot of different stores that I've picked stuff up here from, but I did want to call that out just so if you are familiar. I do recommend freshfigures.com if you want figures from them. I recommend Big Bad Toy Store. They're reliable and their prices are as good as anybody else. So next, let's open up these Mezco figures. The 4 Mezco now opened up. And I have to tell you, Mezco and I have got a thing going on. I have many, as you've seen. The only non-Toy Fair Mezco I currently don't own that have been released are the green classic Red Skull from New York Comic Con 2017, the Mezco exclusive classic Punisher with the white vest, the Mezco exclusive long coat Joker with the multiple head sculpts. Then, to my knowledge, the only other things I don't own are a specific Judge Dredd bike. I don't own the Frankenstein doorway, but I have all the Frankensteins. I don't own Toy Fair Batman, Toy Fair Dark Knight, and Toy Fair Punisher, and any of the Puerto Rico Comic Con type things. But everything else I have. So I'm a big Mezco fan, but I do not support some of the things they've been doing recently and the way they've been releasing stuff and how long things have taken. And I won't bore you with all that, but they frustrated me. So I almost didn't get these three. The Ronin Wolverine, the first appearance Doctor Strange from 2018 New York Comic Con, and then the Iron Man from LA Comic Con 2018 or whatever it was. I did not pre-order the homemade suit Spider-Man, but I'm sure I'll end up picking that up. And then that's the regular release Catwoman. Just because I'm not sure that I want to support where they're pushing the hard-to-find scalper market exclusives more than the regular releases, but that's neither here nor there. These are good figures, especially the Iron Man. You've seen reviews on it. It's great. It lights up. It's like a die-cast. It's a little hot toy. It's fantastic. I like this Strange. He's got the globe accessory that's new to him. I have the Catwoman posed unmasked. I have the Batman Day Catwoman on the way, so I'll have her masked. And then that Ronin Wolverine's okay. It's not necessarily for me. It's not my thing, but I do like how it's very different. We've got too many Wolverines and Logans recently, but I'm glad to keep my Mezco collection going strong. So here are those four now finally unboxed. So the final things are these three Hot Toys that I've picked up. The War Machine and the Winter Soldier Golden Age Captain America I picked up while on vacation at the beach in Wilmington. The concept art Sideshow exclusive 10th anniversary of MCU Studios I got from Sideshow, of course. There's just too much involved with opening these things up. I'll take extensive pictures of them and all that, so it's not right for this video, but I did want to speak to them. I also took Iron Man down and put him in this different pose, in the flight pose. He's very heavy, which I'm sure you've heard people talk about, and I just don't think that stand will hold him up forever, and I don't want him to fall and break. But I do like this with him just unleashing the beams on everybody. So that's all of the unboxing that we're going to do. Now let's talk about big dub negotiations. So I'm just going to kind of talk off the cuff. I don't have notes. My phone's over there. It's not in front of me. But I do have two hard and fast rules. My first rule is I don't negotiate with my friends. If I'm buying stuff from friends, or if I have a friend that runs a business that is wholly theirs, there's no other employees, I know that the money is going directly to feed their family or help them with their hobby or whatever, I don't negotiate. I believe that in a friendship relationship, you're already going to help each other out with enough stuff. No reason to do that with them. So I don't do it in that front. The second thing is I don't negotiate with artists, things I consider art, dioramas, paintings, custom figures, whatever, because it's hard to put a value on a person's time. If I feel like they're overcharging for the product itself for some reason, maybe I would negotiate. But let's say that somebody buys one of these $12.99 retail toy box figures and they're able to customize it into something I really want, and they're going to charge me $63 for that, and they say, it took me 2 hours, my time is worth $25 an hour. I don't argue. Don't negotiate. It's not for me to decide. I can't do it, so I don't try to pretend to tell someone else what their time is worth. Plus, I don't want to devalue a person's art or their time. I may just not purchase from that artist if I don't think that their price versus what they deliver is worth it. But I don't think that that's a thing you should negotiate with. Now, that being said, if I'm doing a major commission with a whole bunch of pieces, I may ask, for considerations around that. But that's a very rare exception that I would be buying large amounts of art at one time. So those are kind of two overarching rules before we get started. I don't negotiate with my friends, and I don't negotiate with artists. Whatever the price is, and I should be fine with that. Now, let's get into it. We're not talking about at Walmart or Target or Amazon retail stores. Anything that's owned by a corporation, you can't negotiate. The price is the price. It's what the retail price is. However, you need to educate yourself on what things cost. What does it cost for a Walmart to get a case of Marvel Legends? How much did that case of 8 cost them? What does it cost your local comic store? What does it cost the group that's at a swap meet or the group that is at a convention? Having a knowledge of that helps you work, right? So typically, a normal person that we would buy from, a smaller store, a comic store, a person that's got a booth, they're paying around $15, $16 per Marvel Legend. That's what they're paying Hasbro to get them, or whoever, Southern or whoever they get as their distributor, right? So that means you already know around 16 is the price point. That's why GameStop sells their Legends at $22.99. That's the MSRP of Legends. We don't like it, but that is the suggested retail price. Walmart can sell them at $17.88 or whatever they do because they negotiate a better buying, and they probably don't pay $16. They may pay $12, right? Target's at $19.99 because they're not quite as big as Walmart. GameStop's not as big as either one, so they're a little more expensive. That's the way the world works. That's capitalism. That's the economy of supply and demand. So you have to have a working knowledge of what are the profit margins on things. And things like Marvel Legends don't have a lot of profit. So you struggle to negotiate that. A Funko Pop, on the other hand, there are $7 or $8 on the bone for every Funko Pop sold to a store. So they have a lot of room to negotiate in that if they really want to make a sale. So I'm just going to use those two examples. Being educated on the way that the economics of any industry, but this industry work, will help you negotiate. Also, think about GameStop again. Why can GameStop sell you a brand new game that somebody traded in a day after it came out cheaper? Because it's used and because they didn't buy it from the manufacturer. They bought it from someone else for not very much money. The same is true if you have a store that buys and sells previously owned figures. That is where your best negotiation can always come into play because they are naturally paying less. They likely paid with store credit, which got brought down again because the store credit, somebody bought something that was less than what they paid for it, and so on and so on. That's your big ticket to being able to negotiate. So once you have some of that knowledge, then you can start to apply it. The best way to get good prices is to bundle stuff. Always. The Big Dub Bundle creates big hauls, y'all. If you watched American Pickers for all these years, or Pawn Stars, or anything like that, bundling things together is the quick way to go. Why is that? Well, one reason is it's more money. And the person that's selling goes, yeah, I'd like a lot amount of money, and I'd like to not carry this stuff back to the car. So I'll sell it to you, right? So bundling is the ticket. Now, what you want to do is bundle in items that they're trying to get rid of. Things that are in the clearance bin. Things that have been there for a long time. They're old. Something not popular. Something heavy, right? Especially if you're at a convention. Think about the things that they don't want to go back down 5 flights of stairs and pack back in the U-Haul truck. They would much rather you buy it and walk away with it. That's how you can negotiate for hot toys sometimes at conventions. So think about the things that make it where a person goes, I'd rather just be done with this and move on, right? You want to include those in your bundle along with the things that you're really after, right? So let's say that exactly what I did. This War Machine and this Captain America were both previously owned. They were traded into the store that I bought them from. So they didn't have near what they originally would have had in it from Sideshow. If Hot Toys, this is a $230 piece, for that store to buy it from Sideshow, they're probably paying about $160, $170. So they make 50, 60 bucks profit, right? Something like that. However, when they bought it from a customer, they may have only given that customer $100 or $150. So they have more wiggle room to play with. So you buy previously owned things that they know they can negotiate. They can quickly move them off the product, get a few $100s. And then what I did is that classic Marvel Vintage Wave Ant-Man that GameStop didn't have, I bundled in with it. This Captain America SH Figuarts that was traded in, I bundled in with it. And so what that in effect did, they gave me a discount off a Hasbro figure less than what they paid for it because they were making it up somewhere else, right? And so what happened in that situation is 20% came off of everything I bought because they had much more than 20% to give off the previously owned stuff. So it didn't matter that they gave more than they paid for the Legend. That's one lesson in bundling, using previously owned stuff to pick up something that they don't have a lot of room with. Now let's go back a little bit and talk about things that are clearance or that they may not want. No matter what toy store you go to, comic store, or especially booths at convention, they're going to have a table that's like $5 stuff, the buy one, get one free pops, whatever. They're trying to get rid of that stuff because in a business, things sitting on a shelf or a table takes up space and costs them money. If they have all these pops that nobody wants that they're selling for $3 or $4 each at a convention, what they don't have is other stuff that people want because they can't put it on their shelf. They don't have money to buy it because they've got money tied up in those pops. They don't have space to display it. So you can really be a shop's friend by picking up a few things off that discount and then bundling it in with something else. So let's say that you want this Mezco Catwoman, MSRP on that, $80. You go to a store, they also got this wall of pops. And you know, there's 4 pops in there that you'd be okay with, you kind of like. But you don't have to have. But they're selling those pops at $5 each. Let's say that. And there's 4 of them that you would like. You make what I would do, I'd make an offer. I say, hey, if I pick up this Mezco Catwoman at $80, can you do 3 for $10? Or 4 for $10 on these pops over here? And you go $90, you pick up the 4 pops, they will almost always say yes. Almost always. Because they want to get rid of 4 pops, right? Then you've got the pops for $2.50 each. You picked up Catwoman. If you didn't really want the pops, you can go trade them to a second of Charles. You could sell them to somebody. You can bring them to Toy for Tots and get a tax donation. You can easily find a way to make that $10 back. That's just an example of using things people don't want. Another good bundling technique is just buying a lot and having expensive items. So when we were in Columbus, at the Columbus Toy Show, I was with Josh Pence, I was with Cincy, Slapshot Toys, Billy, we were all there together, Toy Bills. And there was a great Hot Toys booth, and everybody wanted a Hot Toy there. Everybody did. Well, if 4 of us went up and bought 4 individual Hot Toys from the guy, we wouldn't have much room to negotiate. You got it for $200, maybe I'll do $195. However, if there are 4 being purchased, and all 4 are $200, that's $800. I went up and negotiated on behalf of our group and bought all of them. And said, how about $675 for the 4? We'll take them right now. We'll get out of there. Yes. Immediate yes. Would we have ever gotten $25 or $30 off each one individually? No way. There's no way. But in that instant, $675, staring the guy in the face, he can sell it. He's probably paid off his booth at that point of the convention. He's moved 4 heavy items that he didn't have to carry. He's happy. And he's just made a deal. Right? And that's what we did. And so then we all take it, we PayPal each other the money, move on in our lives, we've all got the hot toy we want. That's a big way to do it, is to bundle big purchases together. The benefit of that, if you go back to that booth, you go back to that store, and they get to know you, then you can get the one-off discount. Hey, remember I bought 4 yesterday. Why don't you go ahead and give me 20% off this one? I just want to add this to the pile. And they'll be happy. They've got a repeat customer that's willing to spend money with them. That's another way you can try to bundle things up. Another good tip, find out if the store or the booth or whatever has an eBay store. If you can find that out, do your research, find out what they're selling the item you want for on eBay. So let's go back to the example that this is $200. Say it's $200 in the store. I look on their eBay account before I ever come, and I see he's got it listed at $210 with $5.95 shipping because he's trying to cover his eBay costs. Well, if I know that, and I walk in and I say, hey, I never saw the $200 on this price. I act like I don't see it. I saw you had this on eBay at $210 plus $5.95 shipping. I know eBay charges you 10% fees. You got 2.9% plus the 29 cents or whatever from PayPal. Plus you don't have to ship it. I think I can give you a $180 right now. We're even. You come out the same amount of money if I bought it on eBay. I don't have to deal with getting it shipped. How about that? You know what they're going to say? Yes, right? Whereas if I said, hey, you've got it for $200, can I get it for $180? They might say no. So checking an eBay is another good tip. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope those are some helpful tips. I hope you enjoyed seeing me open all these toys. Shout out to Comic Book Crazy, who commented on one of my YouTube videos to do this video and talk about the way I negotiate a good haul. So thank you. Good suggestion. If there's something you'd like to see me talk about or take videos of, post about, whatever, please leave it in the comments. Please like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you have not. I love to hear from you. Follow me on Instagram, BigDub60. I like to get my stories. And check out the new episode of Dub Life, which will be episode 4 from when I was on vacation at the beach. You'll see that on Sunday. I hope you're all having a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you're very successful on your Black Friday hunt, and I'll see you in the next video.